Okay, I think we are live. And just getting organized here. All right. So I looked back at some of my lives and realized I'm always in sweatpants and a hoodie. So I thought I would try a different outfit today. It's very tempting to stay in sweatpants and a hoodie all the time, but thank you, Susan. I look glamorous. Um, it was too cold to just wear the shirt, so I put on my little cardigan. But yeah, I realized that as the winter's going on, and I'm just like constantly in a hoodie and pajama pants, that I never have anywhere to to go and like wear anything else. And so I was like, I should I should use this as an occasion to look like I'm wearing actual clothes. Although I am still wearing pajamas on the bottom. So we didn't get all the way there today, but um hi Katie, you look so cozy. Thank you. Yeah, how are you guys doing? Susan, are you still in Hawaii? Your vacation? Um and Katie, how's your recovery coming? Oh, Susan's back home now. Okay, so 2 weeks in Hawaii. Do you recommend? Yay or nay? Would you recommend to a friend? Sounds amazing. I've uh, I've never like even thought of that for myself. So that's amazing. What was the best part, Susan? I saw your parrot thing. You and your pictures with parrots. That's so cute. Was the best part like the tranquility or the people you met or the beaches or the weather? Okay. Did it do what you were hoping it would do when you were like, "Oh, I want it to like take away the winter blahs and everything?" Did you end up getting that outcome? Um Okay, so Susan says the weather was the best part and the beauty everywhere and the foliage. Okay, was that like good for your soul, Susan? And you said I did have so much peace and joy. That's amazing. Katie says I crashed hard this weekend. I'm not even sure how many hours I slept. I was awake long enough to do my taxes. Oh, good for you. That's awesome. Impressive that you were able to do your taxes without falling back asleep. I think I would, if I was already tired, I don't think I'd be able to stay up once I got started on taxes. That's very impressive. Um, Susan says, totally love the palm trees, ferns, flowers, and the colorful clothes. So was it just seeing all the color, Susan, that's what, like all the foliage instead of just snow? You don't have that much snow where you are, though, do you? But like I could see just seeing all the greenery, I think would make a big difference. Hi, Wade. Wade's here. Now the party can begin. Welcome, Wade. How was your week? Katie says, how are you doing? Yes, I am doing better. Yeah, I'm doing better. I didn't realize how much I love art and like buying art. And I think it's because there's just so much, you spend so much time wherever you live, right? And I just want to be inspired by everything that I'm looking at. Like, I want to be kind of like kind of just lost in the decor. So that's what I've been really enjoying. Susan says no snow by me, but we didn't have sun for a while, so that is why Hawaii sounded good. Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. Um, yeah, I'm just saying you didn't say that sun was the best part. You said that it was all the greenery, so I was just wondering if that was related. Um, yeah, I remember the first time I went to BC. Um, it was my first time on the West Coast, and I could not get over how big all the foliage is, how big the trees are. Like everything was like a rainforest in Vancouver, like compared to Ontario. And I could not believe like how big the flowers are and how enormous the trees are and just everything that grows, and they're, the hedges are like 12 feet tall, and they have to hire people to get them down and to trim them. Like it's like being a gardener was a real job there, like almost year round. It was crazy. So I could see that being a big difference. Um, Wade says the snow is melting and I have flowers breaking the ground. And that's normal, Wade, in Kentucky? That's normal? Okay, we have so much snow here, guys. Like the snowbanks are like 8 feet high. Like it's crazy. Anthony's here. Hi, Anthony. Hello, Helmi groupies. You're funny. Oh, Wade says hi, Katie. Wade, I can't believe that you have flowers coming up in February. That's crazy. I mean, unless that's normal. Some people in the US are saying that they have like the highest temperatures they've ever seen. So I don't know if flowers breaking ground in February is a good thing or a bad thing. Um, Susan says, hi, Anthony, raising my hand that I'm a Helmi groupie. You guys are funny. Katie says, Helmi, you need a painting of a flower pot. Oh my God, I so do. For that lady up north who was like, flower pot, calling me a flower pot. I do need a painting of a flower pot. Wade says pretty much that it is normal. Okay. So enjoy your enjoy your flowers coming up and the snow melting. I mean, I guess that's a really quick winter for you guys then. That's like 6 weeks of winter total. Um Anthony says hi crazy because Susan's name is Crazy Cats. So you guys are funny. How was everybody's week? Anthony, did you save anybody's life this week? I bet you saved like a bunch of people. Do you ever keep track, Anthony? Do you have like a little notch on the bedpost for every like person whose life you save? I don't know. Do paramedics like keep score? I've always wondered that. Um, Wade, do you have a garden? Like, are you gonna start gardening soon? Or do you just have like wildflowers breaking ground? So Susan, how is it being home now that now that you left Hawaii? What's the adjustment like? Like is it I know some people used to go to Cuba in like January, February, and then they would come home and they would be so depressed because they would come back to Ontario and there would just be a ton of snow and like blizzard conditions, like ice, whiteout, snow, rain, like everything, hail, and they would just actually be depressed after. And I'm like, was it worth the trip to go? And then just to come home and like feel that upset about it? Susan says it's a bit colder. I wanted to keep wearing my favorite or my Hawaiian dresses, but had to put on regular clothes. Yeah, I could see that not being super compatible with winter. Um, yeah, so it's colder than Hawaii, but like not as cold as regular winter. That's good. Um, yeah, it's the comparison. People would get really depressed over the comparison, and then they would end up, having this like hangover, this tropical vacation hangover. And then I'm like, so is it better to go or not go? Like, is this flowers for Algernon? Like, is it worse because you went? I don't know. Wade says, I plan on growing some tomatoes and peppers this year. Ooh, growing your own food. That's a good idea. Um, I hear tomatoes are pretty easy to grow. Peppers, I feel like, could be a bit hit or miss. I know people who grow their own spicy peppers so they can make their own hot sauce. So that sounds fun. Anthony says no score kept by medics. Okay. So you just like walk home and you're like, oh, yeah, no big deal. My night was normal. And then really you were like the person who like made all the difference to somebody else and you just like don't think about it again. Susan says, Wade, yum, homegrown tomatoes taste so much better. They really do. You don't know how like mealy and watery the grocery store tomatoes are until you start your own. They taste like sunshine and they taste so much sweeter. I don't know why, but like so much sweeter. Um yeah, but also like growing your own stuff is like it's like an emotional journey, like some years it grows super well, easy, and you're like, oh, I'm such a good gardener. And then in the next year, like nothing grows and you like take it personally and feel like they all hate you. Um, yeah, and they smell like real tomatoes. Yeah. So, I can't believe, yeah, how warm it is. But if that's normal, then that's normal. Um, so yeah, I think this week is going to be crazy because well, it's already kind of crazy, but there's like a it's like the New Year, Lunar New Year, Asian New Year, Chinese New Year, and then the 9-year cycle, the year of the horse is coming in. No, the end of the 9 years was a couple weeks ago. Then the year of the horse is coming in on Tuesday. Some kind of solar eclipse, I think. So hang on to your hats, guys. This is going to be probably a bit of a bumpy ride. Anthony says, I only keep track of the births. Births, like helping women deliver. I'm up to 3. All said they would call their kids Anthony. I assume if you end up delivering the baby, Anthony, that like things have gone very wrong. Like I assume they would like to be delivering by an obstetrician in a hospital. So if you're there, then like what goes wrong? Like they go into labor too fast, or they're not in. I guess they're not in labor long enough, and then somebody calls 911, and then you show up, and it's like time to go. Or are you talking about like they're on the way to the hospital, and then they're not going to make it, and then you're delivering the baby in the back of the car or something? Like, yeah, Susan says, how exciting. And I'm like, yeah, tell me the story. Like, I now want to hear the breakdown of all 3 of those situations. Like, if the paramedic is delivering the baby, I want to know what went wrong. Yeah, Wade is in on this too, right? Cool. Anthony, that would be amazing. That's what Wade says. Like, we're all sitting here being like, in what context did you end up being the one to deliver it? And also, did you know what to do? Did you need to know what to do? Does the woman's body just know what to do? Like, do you just have to kind of catch it at that point? I have so many questions. You see it in movies, right? Where somebody's like, oh no, she's in labor, the baby's coming now. And I think they sanitize it. It seems a little too straightforward. Okay, Anthony, we're waiting for deets. Okay, while we're on the subject, has anyone else had to deliver a baby? like in some context. That's never happened to me. Uh, Anthony says they wait too long to go to the hospital. By the time I get there, the kid's head is showing. Oh, so you're already going to their house. Okay. So by the time they're crowning, like, are you just sort of catching it or like, oh, you're trained. Okay, good. Well, that's good. I feel like that should be that should be covered by EMT training. Um, yeah, I mean, like, did you guys hear the story of Seth? Oh, who's the late night host? Seth Meyers and his wife. I think it was their first baby. Sometimes the first babies like come really quick. And she was like, "Oh, the contractions are coming. Like it's time. We got to go to the hospital." And they're in a New York, like Manhattan high rise, and in their like penthouse, like luxury apartment. And they go downstairs to take her out to get in a cab to go to the hospital, and she gets out of the elevator into the lobby, and I think she made it like 3 steps or something, and then had to lie down on the floor in the lobby, and they're calling 911. The firemen are showing up, and it ended up the firemen always get there first, and they ended up like, I mean, I don't even know if you could call it delivering it at that point, but just like making sure she was okay. And they called it a lobby baby because she like didn't even make it. She didn't make it to the car. Anthony says sometimes we deliver babies in cars and taxis. Oh my god, that would be very stressful. I mean, as I guess as long as it's like there's no hiccups in the birth, but I know women who like hemorrhaged and lost all this blood, and if you're in a cab, like there's not a lot of options there. Good for you, Anthony. Good for you. Did they actually name the kids Anthony? I guess you don't have any way of following up on that. I bet they were very happy to see you, though. Like, I remember just breaking my leg and lying there and looking at the door and just waiting, like praying, waiting, hoping that paramedics were going to walk in. And then when they walk in, it's like that's the only person on the planet that you want to see at that point is the paramedic. Anthony says first child for a woman usually takes the longest to deliver, and subsequent babies come out faster. Yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, if they're on like their 8th kid or something, maybe it would be a bit of a smoother ride. So how did we even get onto that? Did you deliver a baby this week? No, you didn't. Oh, that's what you keep track of. Okay, gotcha. I was like, how did we get on this topic? Yeah, so how are you guys doing? How was your week? What's everybody any successes, any wins, any excitement other than flowers breaking ground? And well, flowers breaking ground in Kentucky. I don't think Anthony's gonna have flowers breaking ground anytime soon. Susan, do you recommend going on a winter getaway somewhere tropical like that? I've never done it. Well, no, I did it. I guess I've done it once. That was like 20 years ago. But I just feel like the transition back is like really harsh depending on where you went. Although I guess for you it's not too bad if it's 61 there. Joey says hi. Hi, Joey. Welcome in. Susan says, yes, when I lived in Chicago, I would go to Hawaii in November and December. Okay, Chicago is a tough winter, like a tough, tough winter. It really made the winter not as long. Oh, okay, so you found that it like split it up into two chunks, like made it like two little mini winters instead of one big long winter. That's a good idea. Hmm. I yeah, maybe I should go. Maybe I should put it on the list. Do a winter vacation. Susan says, I didn't have a car in Chicago. I walked or used the L. So I was in the snow all the time. I need sun. Yeah. Chicago is on the lake. Like that is a windy, snowy, cold winter. Like more so than anybody else. Um yeah, okay. All right. So it was a good call. Wade says I had 13 deer in my backyard last evening. 13. Do they live in herds? I didn't think they lived in groups that big. 13 is crazy. The most I've ever seen is like 4. Joey says, "Can I be a mod?" We already have a mod actually, Joey, but thank you. Susan says, "Put it on the list." Wade, what did you have out there? Were they eating your tomatoes? Like 13. That's crazy. My dog is terrified of deer. The smell even of deer, and he loses his mind, and we cannot get him back. I don't know what to do. Does anybody know how to make a dog not afraid of a smell and a deer smell? And like, it's the weirdest problem. 13 is like a herd. That's awesome. I hope you got photos of that, Wade. That sounds amazing. That sounds like a very Disney princess situation. Um, Yeah. When I moved to Nova Scotia from Ontario, I was used to living like in a major city in Toronto. There's no deer in Toronto. There's raccoons, but there's no deer. And then I moved to Halifax, and there started to be um, people complaining, and they're like, "Oh, well, the deer, they come into my garden." And I'm like, "That is the most Disney princess problem I've ever heard of. Like, who lives in a city that still has a problem with deer? Like, that makes no sense to me." And it sounded adorable until I had to live with the deer, and then I was like, "Oh, they're pests in their own way, and they're much bigger than raccoons." Um, Joey says, "Do you know AC/DC, the band?" Yeah. What about AC/DC? Um, oh, you posted a new vid, wait, of the deer on your YouTube channel? Awesome. Awesome. Oh man. Yeah, I've had like a very up and down week, but I think we're landing on an up here. So I was excited to come on and hang out with you guys. Um, it's just been a weird couple of months, and then when I saw that the new year starts on Tuesday, I was like, okay, so things are starting to change in a good way. um yeah, I had it's so weird. One Saint Bernard, if he saw deer, he would like run and try to join them and live ferally and be like, my brothers. And then the next Saint Bernard, if he so much as smells a deer, he starts shaking, freaking out, this kind of eyes, and like we cannot get him back. Joey says Seth Kelton is on YouTube. Is that your channel, Joey? Or someone you know? Relative? Wade, I had a rough week. I'm not gonna lie. I had a really rough week. And I did not handle it great. I handled it with more ice cream than I was expecting. Um, my my leg is still the wound is still open. It's been like 11 weeks, and there's like it's closed now in a bunch of places, but there's still one spot that has like the scar. So it's just getting like taking for flippin' ever. And it's just annoying to like not be able to get around, and I'm starting to put weight on it. But I can't bend my knee very much, so if I try to walk on it, it's like really I mean, I'm not supposed to be walking on it. It's still healing, but anyway, it's just I'm just not built for surgery, I think is the thing. Other people are like, "Oh, I had the surgery. It's no big deal. It's totally fine." A month later I was walking and I'm like, it's been 3 months and I'm still like not even not even closing this wound. Katie says sending hugs. Thank you, Katie. And Katie, your surgery recovery is like going way better than mine. Like you're back at work already. Joey says, do you the cars? Do you know the cars? Uh is it a band? I probably don't. If I have to ask, I probably don't. Yeah, Wade, I'm still on crutches when I leave the house, but I find them so annoying in the house that I'm on my little scooter, my little knee scooter. So I just end up scooting around on that inside. Katie said I had a bit of a hiccup when one of the incisions came open, but it is doing better now. Ooh, yeah. Glad it's doing better now. That is a hiccup. It's like crazy when the way surgeons learn how to stitch things back together. It's like actual sewing. Wade says, I hope you get better soon. Thank you, Wade. Yeah, I'm just on this the scooter and the crutches are just so hard to maneuver in the snow and the ice and the slush. So like I'll get out of the car and I can drive because it's the other foot, but then I go to get out of the car and I've got my crutches and there's like snow banks that are like 8 feet tall, and then I'm trying to like maneuver the crutches to get onto the surface, and then is it ice or is it snow, and crossing the street, and like it's a rough time of year to try to get around on like mobility devices when you are that far um like from being able to walk. So yeah, it's been a rough week. Wade says I love the cars. Okay, so it is a band. All right, there you go, Joey. Somebody else knows the band. Susan says, do you need to go outside? Can you take another month and just heal? I mean, I need to go like do things. Like I have to go to my physio appointment, doctor's appointment. I have to go see my dog and um, get well, I can't really get groceries, but I did get Instacart for that, which is great. But yeah, I do have to go outside occasionally. Not that often, but it's annoying. Um, so even like trying to like go out of a parking lot, get the scooter out of the car, which is very hard to do. It's like a very weird shape and it's hard to get it in and out of a car. And then as you're rolling, you're like going over these, slush ice bumps and trying to get not make sure the wheels don't get stuck in the snow, and then I've fallen off of it. It's like, yeah, it's a rough time of year. Um, Wade says, I bet you were becoming a pro on your crutches. Yeah, I mean, I'm not supposed to be using them as crutches like that anymore. I'm supposed to just walk and then put all the weight on both feet and then use the crutches. Like I'm not supposed to swing through unless I'm like in a big hurry. But then if the floor is wet because there's ice and snow, and then you go and put your crutches down, and if it slips out, then like it's just It's not a great time of year for it. Let's put it that way. I can show you guys how I scoot around. I spend so much of my time doing 3-point turns on my scooter. Do you want to see me try and maneuver on the scooter? I'll show you. It's such a tight turn. So basically, I go like this, and then I go around, and then I go around, and then I go around, and then I sit down. Joey says I go outside. Okay. That's nice, Joey. Good for you. I'm very jealous of everybody who gets to go outside. I'm jealous of everybody who can walk on both feet. I'm jealous of everyone who can go skating and maneuver through the winter. It's a rough scene for sure. It is kind of like knee roller skating, Katie. It is. And you can get up some pretty serious steam on it. Susan says, "We." Yeah, so it just ends up being like I'll go forward on the scooter and then I'll get stuck somewhere and then I have to back up and then 3-point turn and then back up and 3-point turn to get out of the place that I got stuck in. So and then he says $50 ticket for improper U-turn. Yeah, exactly. Oh my God. But I find the crutches so annoying in the house. Joey says, "Do you have a boyfriend?" Joey, I don't think you realize how old I am. I'm 42. I'm almost 42. So I don't think, yeah, I think you think I'm a lot younger than I am. Yeah, crutches are just annoying in the house. And every time you stop and then you put them down against the wall, they fall over, it makes a big noise. I don't know, man. I'd rather just go right to a cane, honestly. I'd rather skip the crutch phase from here on out and go straight to a cane. Wade says, "I'm kind of sad you were feeling down." Thank you, Wade. Yeah, it's just been this week in particular has been tough, like just tough mentally. But I'm feeling better. The last couple days I've been feeling better. And my birthday's coming up. So that's always how I get through the winter. Because my birthday is at the very beginning of April. And that's how I get through the winter is being like, okay, well, winter's over when it's my birthday, basically. And I just have to like count down the time to my birthday. And I love birthdays. If you know anything about me, I bake birthday cakes for kids who live in DV shelters. Like I'm like a big birthday person. So birthday's like a big deal. My birthday is April 2nd, which I think this year is a Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. You like I already knew that. I've already looked it up. I look it up in like January. And I'm like, okay, how long until my birthday? Yeah, and then I'll be 42. I'll be a real grown up, supposedly. And then yeah, just see what this whole year of the horse has to do with anything. Rue says, "Happy birthday in advance." Hi, thank you. That's exciting. Yeah, I'm very excited for that. Wade put it on his calendar. Love it. Thank you so much, Wade. Yeah, Anthony says, "Let's have a Helmi birthday party. Let's have all the groupies fly down to Helmi to celebrate." Maybe I should go live on my birthday. Thank you, Joey. It's not my birthday yet, but I'm just pre-excited about it. 42 is going to be great. Yeah, Katie, you and I are twinsies on the 42. Um, yeah, so that's like how I get through winter is I just like think about how close it is to my birthday and then how am I going to celebrate and what am I going to do for my birthday? Yeah, it is a good idea. Maybe I'll go live on my birthday. We can have a little birthday party on here. I'm going to be in like a tiara. I'm going to have like a crown or a party hat. I'm going to have I'll be looking ridiculous on my birthday. Like I love birthdays. How do you guys feel about birthdays? Are you birthday people? Are you like, oh, who cares? It's just another day. Are you like, it's my birthday. I get to do whatever. Joey says he's 21. Okay. So I'm your age older than you, Joey. Um, Susan says I celebrate my birthday all months. Ah, okay. So you have a birthday month. Yeah, I have like a week or two leading up to it and a week after. Anthony says you should be all healed up by then. Yeah, Anthony, except the wound's still not closed after almost 11 weeks. So I'm really hoping. But my surgeon said that maybe I'll be able to roller skate before I'll be able to walk properly. Because she said that the boot is like really supportive in roller skating boots. Um, Rue says, "Do you have a live on your birthday?" Yeah, I'll go live on my birthday. I'll maybe I should publicize it too, and I'll be like, "Everyone, come to my virtual birthday party." Um, so she said that there's a chance that she's going to let me skate by my next checkup, which is in February, end of February. Do I have any CDs, Joey? I still have some CDs, like from back when all of the music I had was CDs. I kept a few just for like sentimental reasons. I don't even have a CD player anymore, but I just couldn't throw them out. Why, Joey? Are CDs coming back? Are people like getting back into them the way like people got back into records? Is that a thing now? I'm always curious what the kids are into. They're like, oh, it's vintage, right? That's like what they say for like anything that was the 90s, 2000s. Okay, Susan says, and the older you are, the more birthday celebration and cards and well wishes you'll get. So I'll get at least 42. Is that the rule? I didn't know that was the rule, Susan. That's exciting. Joey says yes. Joey says the kids are listening to CDs again. Are they buying CD players? Like, how are they listening to them? Is that a thing? Are they still making CD players? Oh, Wade, I am going to video my first skate. I'm going to be out there with like, I'll probably live stream the first skate, honestly. Like, I'm going to be so excited. The first skate is going to be crazy. Like, and I'm not even able to do anything. I'm just going to be able to go forwards in a circle, but it will be like the best day of my life. The return of Helmi, says Katie. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be like unstoppable. Joey says, "Do you know Kids Bop Kids?" I think the answer in general, Joey, is going to be no. I mean, AC/DC, everybody knows AC/DC. They're like a famous band and they've been famous for like 30, 40 years. But uh, probably the answer to anything new is no. Oh my God. My VON, my wound care nurse came today to take care of the wound. And she came into my bedroom that I've been decorating. And she said that it looks like um, a Taylor Swift song or something. And I was like, I will accept that compliment. Oh yeah, Anthony's right. Everyone please tap that like button to support the channel. Yes, please. Everyone hit the like button. Like and subscribe. Wade says we should have a party. Should we have a party anyway, Wade? Or do you mean a birthday party? Or do you mean the first time I'm skating party? Rue says, what has been the best birthday present you've received in the past few years of your life? Okay, I don't think I've gotten anything that good in the last couple of years, but one present. I know who Olivia Rodrigo is, Joey, and I've heard a couple of her songs. but not anything more than that. I do try to like listen to new music, and I'll go on YouTube and I'll be like everything from this year, and then I'll make playlists and listen to it. I'm just usually a couple years behind what everyone else is doing. The best birthday present. Mm, I haven't really gotten presents. Oh, you know what it was? Well, one of my friends wrote me a song last year. That was amazing. Bye, Joey. One of my friends wrote me a song, and then another year, somebody did a watercolor for my birthday, painting of my birthday. And it was like all my favorite things. And that was a really cool present. It was like roller skating and Northern Lights and all my St. Bernards. And they painted it as like a whole big watercolor. So that was a really cool gift. Um, yeah, I don't think I get that many gifts. That's a good question. What about you guys? What's the best birthday present you guys have received ever? I won't limit it to the last few years in case you haven't gotten anything good in the last few years. Susan says I like experiences more than presents, doing things with friends. That painting sounds really special. Yeah, it was very cool. Um no, I'm good, Joey. Thank you. Wade says the best birthday gift is you were alive another year. That's true. I'm always very grateful to get older. Very grateful. One of my friends got killed when he was 25, and it was very sudden. And every birthday that I have, I just think of him like sort of frozen at 25. And then I think about the person I was when I was 25, and I was a hot mess when I was 25. And then I was just like, oh my God, imagine if it all ended there. Like, I wouldn't have done anything. I wouldn't have achieved. I wouldn't have known anything. I wouldn't have done anything. I wouldn't have helped anybody. Like, I was a hot mess. And like 25 was just, you're just such a baby. You're so young. And then every year older I get, I'm just picturing like that he just never got older. And yeah, so I do really appreciate it. Yeah, Anthony, the gift of life and health. Exactly. Exactly. Honestly, the biggest birthday present I could get this year, Ruse, if we're talking about like dream birthday presents, would be the ability to roller skate. I don't even need to be able to walk. I just want to be able to skate. If they let me skate by my birthday, I'm going to lose my mind with joy. Um, Ooh, Katie says I bought myself Matt Key tickets for my 40th birthday. That's exciting. I don't know who that is. You should talk to Joey. Joey probably knows who that is. Um, that's so funny because Katie and I are the same age, and I have no idea. Um, yeah, what kind of experiences have you done for your birthday, Susan? I need ideas. I need ideas. It's just such a terrible time of year. Early April. Just where is it good in the world in early April? And how do you get there from one of these places without the airport like closing down for an ice storm? Um, Wade, what's your best birthday present? I feel like Wade would it would be rush tickets or something, right? Did somebody buy you rush tickets, or did you buy yourself rush tickets? Katie says, I'm hoping to skydive. What? Skydive? Are you serious, Katie? Skydive on your birthday? Holy. That, okay, Katie, explain more. Also, Katie, when is your birthday? Because you just had surgery. So let's not be skydiving anytime soon. Rue says, I've been buying myself gifts for the last 15 years. Ooh, anything good? Anything like particularly memorable? Um, I want to start buying myself gifts. What give me some ideas, Ruth. What kind of gifts? Is it just like, is it stuff you would just buy anyway, like clothes or makeup or whatever? Or is it like something particularly spectacular? Yeah, Wade says, Katie, get out. Like, seriously, you're talking about skydiving. Okay, I see the appeal. Anthony says, more earrings. Yeah, that's probably what I'll buy. But I would buy them anyway, right? So I don't know if I consider that like a birthday present because I would just buy them anyway. Katie says, 100% serious. I have wanted to do it since middle school. Oh, my birthday's until the end of June. Okay, good. Um, what's the appeal, Katie, to you? Because I know I've heard other people say they really want to go. So I know somebody who's afraid of heights and wants to go skydiving. And I was like, isn't that the very opposite of what somebody who's afraid of heights would want to do? But there's something about, yeah, freedom, um, like feeling like facing your fear, realizing that you're like more capable. Wade, okay, Wade changed his tune. He says, "Go for it, Katie. You only live once." Yeah, just be careful on the landing because I know a girl who broke her ankle uh, landing on the ground coming down out of skydiving. And we can't both have broken ankles, Katie. So you have to be careful. Bruce says it depends on my mood that day. I was born on August 20th. Oh, so Ruse, do you wait until August 20th, like till your actual birthday, and then buy yourself a gift on the day? Or do you plan a gift for your own birthday? And is it experiences like what Susan was saying, or is it like stuff? Katie says, my life has been too safe. I need something exciting. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Just make sure you go somewhere like very reputable because what goes up must come down. Yeah, Wade, get a vid, Katie. Like 100%. You should be. I want to see this. I want this to be captured. Anthony says, seeing clouds by looking down is cool. Anthony, have you done it? Or are you just imagining? Because that, oh my God. I bet you Anthony's like really James Bond. Like that's just the comment. Oh yeah, I delivered babies in an emergency and been skydiving and just the list of stuff he just like casually throws in the chat. I'm just like, what is your real job? Um okay, Katie needs something exciting. Yeah. All right, I see it. I see it. My life was too safe too, and then I started roller skating, which is not as exciting as skydiving, I don't think, but plenty exciting for me, given that I couldn't even handle that and I broke my leg doing it. Um, okay. Any other big birthday plans we have other than skydiving? Maybe I should make a birthday plan. How much time do I have? Oh, I have a full 6 weeks, guys. I don't think I have enough. I don't even want to do a trip. I'm too broken. It'd be too annoying to get around. Wade says, "Do you have a channel?" No, Katie doesn't have her own YouTube channel. Anthony says, "Bond, James Bond." Yeah, that's kind of like the vibes you're putting down here, Anthony. Like between all the paramedic rescues and everything else, I don't know. It sounds a little sounds like it's out of a movie. Rue says, I'm not a planner. If I have to admit it, I enjoy momentary events more. Ooh. So what kind of momentary, like just the day of your birthday, you're like, I'm doing this. I'm going to this place. I'm I'm gonna like wake up today and decide to jump out of a plane or go to that restaurant or get that reservation or buy those tickets. Wow, what's it like, Rue's not being a planner? I'm such a planner. I'm like, if it's I'm a problematic planner. I'm one of those kids who like daydreamed to, to try to take myself out of the present moment and feel safe, and I still have trouble like not overly planning and mega planning everything. So, what's life like as a non-planner? I'm fascinated. Enlighten me. Like you just wake up and then you're like, today I feel like doing whatever, and then you just go and do it. This is like a foreign language to me. I have at least like the week planned out. And I will do impromptu things, but then this is embarrassing. I will go back and put it on my calendar retroactively so that I can check it off. I can't believe I just admitted that. So like let's say like people are, impromptu, or they're like, "Oh, we're coming over in like 3 hours." Then I'll go back the next day after they came over, and I'll write like have friends over and then check it off on the day that it happened. Like I retroactively plan things. That's so embarrassing. Ruth says people have different personalities, just like you and me, and these differences shape the world around us. They do, Ruse. I'm just wondering like what your life is like. If you're not like me and you don't plan, like how does it work? What do you do? How do you know uh what's happening? How do you make decisions? I'm fascinated. Katie says I do the same thing. Do you really? Do you put it on the list retroactively and then check it off? Oh my god, I'm so happy to know it's not just me. Because I want to get my check mark. I want to like tick, I did it. Wade says I never plan. Oh my god, Katie. Katie says, heck yes, I do. I'm so happy that I'm not the only one. That's such a weird like like, and I look back and I'm like, but that was part of what I did on that day, and it should go on the list. Wade says I never plan. So Wade, how do you just like go on a road trip and like just wake up that day and decide that's what you're doing, and then you just hope that you have clean laundry, and you just grab groceries on your way out of town or whatever? Like how does it work if you don't plan? Like when people say I don't plan, do they mean they don't plan like a month in advance? Like do you still plan a couple days in advance, or is every day whatever that day is going to be? Wade says I prefer my whimsical life. Yeah, no, no. I'm sure it's amazing. I'm just trying to get like some sense of like what does it mean to not be a planner? Like is it down to the hour? Like for example, this is what this is one of the reasons why I'm a planner. When I would bake cakes for the shelter, the kids staying in the shelter, I would initially I started the day of. So I would get up in the morning and be like, crap, I don't have any of the right ingredients. So I go to the grocery store, buy the ingredients, come home, bake the cakes off, let them cool, make the buttercream, then fill, stack, crumb coat the cakes, then mix the colors for the decoration, then start piping, then right. And I would do it in that order. And it would take me about 10 hours plus cleaning up the kitchen after. And the kitchen was always a disaster after. So then I was like, this is insane. This is so much work on a dazzle day, like a baking day. So then what I started to do is I started to plan it in advance. So I would have one day where I would get the groceries. And then on a different day, I would go and bake all the cakes off and cool them and wrap them up and put them in the freezer. And then on a completely different day, I would make like a massive, massive batch of buttercream. And then on a completely different day, I would fill, stack, and crumb coat the cake. And then on a different day, I would decorate the cake. So I would split it up and plan it out so that I wasn't having to do all that work on the same day. So, for example, for the people who are non planners, like then what do you do? Like, do you just do it all in the one day and then it's just exhausting, or do you just have more stamina because you're used to not planning things? Okay, Ruse says, if I were to tell you about the events of my life, at least in the last 10 years, I'm sure you wouldn't believe me because the events have been really strange for me too. You might be in the right place, Ruse. We're all about strange events here. I would love, you've got my curiosity peaked now. I would love to hear. I would love to hear if you want to tell us um, what's been going on in the last 10 years. Now I want to know. Now I must know. Wade says I have a routine, but no plans. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. I stand by that. That's fair. I have a routine, but no plans. Okay. And then are you flexible, Wade? Like if someone calls you and they're like, hey, we really want to go blah, blah, blah and do this thing right now. Will you be like, sure, I'm there because you didn't have plans? Or do you stick to your routine because that's what you're used to? Just fascinating. Guys, you wouldn't believe what I plan. I plan everything. It's a problem. Like I have to stop planning things and start doing things and living more and planning less. Like it really is. It is hard to get to be in the moment when you're always planning. All right, I do have to go at 9 tonight, guys. So we have 4 more minutes. So Ruse, you have 4 minutes if you want to share any of this. The events of the last 10 years, I'm sure you wouldn't believe me. You know what? I have some crazy events of the last 10 years too. I feel like since 2012, things have been weird. Remember when they had the whole 2012 like Mayan apocalypse thing and they were like, "Oh, they calculated the date wrong and the real the real like year 2000 is actually in 2012." I feel like maybe it kind of was. Cause like things got weird after that. Like that's when cell phones hit parity after 2012, when like 50% of people had smartphones. And then that's when like everything in the schools started getting crazy. Um yeah, like just I don't know, a lot of stuff since 2012 where I'm like, did we like what did the world end in 2012 and then we just like jumped a timeline and now we're on like the weird timeline. Rue says I lived in a shelter among the homeless and addicts in Toronto. I'm from Toronto. For 5 years. For 5 years. You lived in a shelter for 5 years. And I studied at the same time. Ooh, what'd you study? Wow. Shelter for 5 years. That sounds like it would be really hard on your nervous system. Like, aren't they loud? And like, there's not privacy. Wade, see you next week. I hope I have a better week too. Thank you so much, Wade. Thank you for coming. It's always such a pleasure when Wade's here. We'll see you next week, Wade. Um, wow. What did you study, Ruse? 5 years. I think that's amazing that you like lasted that long. I feel like a lot of people would not have the like mental fortitude or capacity or resilience to handle like that environment. Like that's a high stress environment. Very little privacy, a lot of noise, a lot of disruption, not necessarily the safest place. Like that's that's a lot. That's amazing. You must have some stories then from that time. That must be crazy. Um Wow. Okay. Well, maybe next week, Ruse, you can come back and tell us like what you studied and what you learned from that. That would be a very formative life experience. Good for you. Good for you, Ruse, for um whatever you've done in the last 5 years that you're not in a shelter anymore, I'm assuming. That's amazing. I love that. I love when people are like, I turned it around. This is what this is what I've been through and I came out the other side. That's so cool. All right. Thank you so much for showing up tonight, everybody. And I will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Katie says, I hope everybody has a super cool, awesome week. So do I, Katie. Okay, everyone, take care. Bye. You have a good night too, Ruth.